on the radar producers. Yo, all the way from Cali via Zoom, because that's how we got to do it now. I got my guy, Cypress Moreno. What up?
Man, thanks for having me.
Yo, bro, this is exciting because we followed each other on IG for a while, and I think it's dope that we finally get to connect, even though we're across the country, it's via Zoom. It's still something dope that we get to finally have this conversation.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. It's all timing.
And you've had a pretty big year so far. And before I get to that, I on your bio was really interesting. I noticed you started in radio.
Yeah, I did. Back in the day, shit. Probably like what, 6 to 8 years ago. I really started DJing in the club, but I was around like some pretty big radio DJs at the time and the Young California movement. So like it kind of coincided. I was in the club very young, and I was around radio and doing radio, right from the jump, just because of who I was affiliated with and who I was around.
So the DJing came before the producing. Like you were doing all this DJ stuff in the clubs and on radio.
I'm a DJ first. I still let people know I'm a DJ first. Like before me being a producer, I still feel like I'm transitioning into becoming a producer. But yeah, I'm always a DJ first.
It was funny because like I saw I was watching this video. I forgot what festival you was at and who you were touring with, because you tour with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is so cool, because it's not every day that you get to see like a producer who also is a DJ at the same time and vice versa. So I thought it was pretty cool how you could like be in the studio and then still like go out with like Shoreline or whoever else you're touring with at the time and still get to like go and touch the people and enjoy that side of being an artist at the same time.
Yeah. Again, I'm a DJ first, so like it just comes natural. Like,
do you find it hard to balance being like a producer and a DJ sometimes?
I don't. I feel like the hardest thing for me was when I was on the road, just trying to make time to produce, and make time for the studio. But I feel like I did pretty well when I was on the road. I always found myself in the studio damn near every night, every other night. I didn't take any equipment on the road, just my laptop and stuff. So whenever I can get in, whenever I could find a studio or had access to a studio, I was always up in there.
So when you were touring, you only toured with Shoreline Mafia, or you toured with other people too?
Before Shoreline, I was on tour with G Perico, but
G Perico, that's who because I've seen him. I saw him at some show in New York. I forgot where, and I remember I was like, "Oh, this dude's dope." And when I looked him up, I saw he was from the West Coast, and I was like, "That's probably why I hadn't heard of him before." So that's cool to know that you were DJing for him for a while.
Yeah, but I've toured with Rucci, Kalen, One Take J, AZ Chike, Bang Gang Lonnie. Who else, man? It's a lot of people I'm leaving out, but just those are a couple names to name. But yeah, and then of course Shoreline Mafia.
So how did you link up with them? Because I know obviously y'all are all like part of like this new movement in Cali, but how did like that connection first come about?
I had originally met G-Eazy kind of back in the day when I was DJing in the club scene in LA, and one of my boys introduced us, and around the time when Musty dropped, late 2017, TK had just linked up with Ron. I had just linked TK and Ron up. He had just started managing Ron, and they had just hopped on that Ron beat. So everything kind of just happened simultaneously. Everybody just kind of connected the dots. TK put me on FaceTime with G-Eazy. We ended up meeting like damn near a couple of days after, like reconnecting, and I want to say like a week or two after, like they had just got him booked for their first show. So I ended up DJing that first show, and then just from there we just kept the ball rolling.
That's crazy. So it's cool to see that you've like grown with them over time, and now you got this record on their project, which charted, if I'm not mistaken. Congratulations on that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's just like a full circle moment. I was definitely, it was an honor to be on that project. I feel like that project definitely captured everything that, everything we did, everything we went through in the last 2-3 years. Definitely a historic moment.
So you're still DJing for like, well, obviously we're not touring right now, but you're still gonna like DJ for them and all that after this.
Yeah, I was assume so. Like, I'm cool with everybody. I have seen a calendar update, and we're supposed to have a couple shows in October and a couple in December, I think, just like some festivals that got postponed. I don't know if they're still gonna happen. Because now like the show stuff is just so tricky. But I know like some of the other states kind of opened up. I know Cali and New York probably won't see any shows anytime soon,
Oh
but
yeah, bro, it's clipped for over here,
there
man.
still are, there still are dates on the calendar. Yeah.
How do you feel about like performing and DJing
Yeah.
during like a time like this? Like, do you feel like are you nervous, or are you like cool with it, or you're just like, all right, I can't wait to be back on the road? Like, what's your mentality about all this right now?
I mean, right now, I feel like everybody's perspective of the shows and the large crowds and just the mustiness
The
of being
mustiness
in
is
a
a big
venue.
thing, bro.
Yeah, like it kind of made me take a step back and think about, shit, just social distance. But I mean, I'm ready to rock whenever I'll throw on a mask and hop in the DJ booth. I ain't really tripping.
And you also got this really dope joint Lions and Eagles on the T Grizzly project, which I have to say, I feel like that project itself is super underrated. Like, I feel like he did his damn thing on that.
I agree. That was just a little mixtape too. It sounded like an album.
It did, and I've always been a fan of T Grizzly, and I feel like he's gotten a lot of the short end of the stick lately, and I feel like this project was so solid. I wanted it to get more love, but I did see it charted, and I was really happy for it. And then when I found out that you were on the record, I think your boy posted it, and I was like, oh shit! I'm like, he produced this joint. That's so dope. So talk to me about this project and linking with Grizzly on this record.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's still kind of like a little crazy scenario. I texted 4 Beats to one of the homies, the homie Shaq. I was actually DJing. I was performing in front of a crowd of like 5,000 people. We had an LA show. I'm on stage with Rucci. I get a text message, and it's a screenshot that the homie Shep sent me that Meek Mill was just asking for like some Detroit beats.
Okay.
And at the time, I'm on stage, I'm DJing in front of the crowd. I'm just going through my email, going through my phone, have my phone up to my ear, trying to find, try to send something immediately because there was like I don't know, I just felt like some urgency. Text tone is hard to read sometimes, but like I felt like some urgency. Like
right.
I felt like, maybe Meek was in the studio right then and there. And I think he was, because I sent over like 4 beats only. And yeah, like maybe a week later, Meek posted that little snippet on his story. So
that's so dope. And yo, I love how your intuition kicked in. You're like, oh, I think he in the studio right now. I gotta send this shit right now.
Yeah. No, I was on stage with Rucci, and I saw that message, and I was like, yeah, no, I gotta multitask for a little bit, get these beats off. But
you behind the DJ booth, like queuing up the next song, while on the other hand, you trying to send the email out with the beats.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm texting the beats. I had the phone to my ear on stage, trying to remember. I really don't name a lot of beats, but a lot of beats are dated. But just trying to remember certain beats that I felt he might fuck with. But I'm glad everything kind of worked out in our favor.
No, I'm happy that it worked out too. And we talked about Shoreline and we talked about T, but you've I have your production credits right here, bro. So I'm just gonna read it off. Dolla, G-Eazy, YBN Cordae, E40, Problem, SOB, RBE. Like that's a and there's plenty more, and that's like a solid list of that's a solid resume you got going on there. So I also want to ask, who are some of your favorite, I guess, people to work with, and I don't know, any cool stories that you have behind working with any of these people, kind of what we just talked about.
Yeah, nah, I appreciate that. Favorite people to work with, just definitely, some of the homies from the city, Rucci, Kalen, One Take J, AZ Chike. Yeah, shit, they go by the winning team collectively. But yeah, the winning team definitely. Perico, I was just in the studio with Perico the other night. I feel like we just, we have some good chemistry. Who else? I mean, shit, it's really them just off the top of my head,
Hmm.
I'd say.
It's just the people that you just
Oh, I mean,
surround yourself with anyway.
yeah, no, yeah, the people that are around. Shoreline too. I like being in the studio with Shoreline.
You seem like a really calm person. I can't imagine you in like a crazy studio with all the madness going around. I feel like you kind of like to just do your thing and just like have like your space and shit like that.
Yeah, no, I love being in the studio. I feel like the studio is my my playground, or like my it's my football field. I play sports
Hmm.
growing up, so yeah, studio definitely like my football field.
So you kind of on your West Coast DJ Khaled shit right now. I feel like with this record Secure Bag, which congratulations on it. I know you got the new video dropping for it soon, and this is your first
Yeah,
video that you shot. So talk to me about this record and how like I don't know because this kind of I feel like this is like your like I said like your West Coast Khaled moment. I feel like you're building towards something. So talk to me about this record and I guess the vision you have for yourself with I guess the upcoming project that you're working on for yourself.
yeah. Secure Bag. Well, N7 and P-Wop. They're from Oklahoma. Very talented duo. First got in contact with them through Ray Alba. And just from the jump, like I love these kids' energy. They're very talented and they work hard. They're hungry too. I could really see it. Like I could really see that they're hungry. But this record was we've cut a couple records, but this record kind of just happened a little. It happened during this Corona process too. Like we weren't in the studio when we cut this record, but I was actually gonna put out another record that I had with them, but the boys pretty much, yeah, they've been growing and growing pretty fast. This record was like about a year old from the first time we ever linked in the studio here in LA. And they hit us like, nah, like, we've gotten better. We want to cut something new, something fresh. So I just kind of, went back in the lab, shot them over some beats, and they knocked that out, and they did that beat, a lot of justice. I feel like on the production side, on the production end, like it's definitely a different Cypress beat. I produced it by myself too. It wasn't a collaboration. Some of the them two placements, the T Grizzly placement, shout out Mega, and then the Shoreline placement I did with my Kilo. But yeah, this was just solely produced by me, and I just wanted to change the tempo, change the bounce, kind of enter their sound and their world, being that they are from Oklahoma, so the South. But yeah, they shit, it's a banger. It's going up. All platforms, Secure Bag. Video coming soon.
So was this like your first video that you've like done for yourself?
Yeah, like my first artist video for sure.
Was it weird for you,
Directed
or
by
did you feel
Chris.
like you felt comfortable in it?
I feel like I felt pretty comfortable. It was like my first time really sitting down and getting like a treatment together with the team and a storyline. So that I think like that was like, yeah, that was definitely my first time, sitting down and preparing the treatment for something that I was a part of and that like I had a main role in.
That's dope. Who are you gonna say directed it? Because I want to shout them out real quick.
Chris Gonzo. Shout out Chris Gonzo.
Dope. And so with this, like, you got a project coming out. Like, what is your vision for yourself with like your own music going forward from here on?
My vision for my own music and my, everything coming out independently through my label, Catch 22. The vision is solely just to continue to be consistent. Oh no, I think we was cutting in and out.
You good?
You hear
You
me?
good? Yeah, you good. You
Yeah,
probably just got a call or whatever. It's all good. It happens.
yeah. The vision is to be consistent, continue to put out quality music. I feel like dating back from our first release, which just so happened to be the weekend that the whole world went into shutdown mode. It was
Literally.
my birthday weekend in March. If you look back at them records, I feel like we hit the game with a Latin record, a hip hop record, some LA records, Oklahoma, And I just want to show like my range, my production range, and I just got a lot of records in the vault that I'm just ready to release, but the Corona stuff kind of put a lot of stuff. It changed the game plan. But no, we just gonna let them go at the right time.
Dope. And when do you think, like, I don't know, when do you think, like, you'll have, like, an album, or, like, when do you think you'll have, like, something like that out?
Yeah, the album is, like, I'd say 80-90% done.
Oh, dope.
Showtime, got everybody on there from the West Coast. Got a couple people from Detroit. Got Shorty on there. But yeah, the album pretty much, like, the blueprint and the main bulk of the album is there. I'd say maybe late this year, early next year for sure. In the meantime, we're gonna drop a couple more singles. We're packaging an EP. I have other records that I produced that other artists are gonna put out, and yeah, we just kind of taking everything as it comes, especially with the timing of everything.
Dope. Well, this is the producer series, so something that I'll ask producers to do is, like, what's your advice for anyone else who's, like, coming up in the game as a producer, DJ, aspires to also do the artist thing like you're doing? What's, like, your best, I guess, advice for them?
Best advice, man, just putting them hours in the studio. It's gonna happen. You're gonna make some magic. You just gotta work hard, and work hard and do you, really. Just be in the studio every day. If you're in the studio every day, you don't have to be producing. You can just be around other producers. Mm-hmm. Just soak up game. Just always be a student of the game. Soak up game and work hard.
Boom. Man, do you got anything else you want to promote for the people? Anything else you got coming up? Anything else they got to be on the look for? Now is the time to do it.
Yeah. What you got? I mean, man, just a lot more music coming out soon, very soon. Working on a project with my dude from Texas named Dolla. He's flying out next week. Dope. We gonna that project already damn near done too. We just gonna put some finishing touches, shoot some videos. Let's see. I got a single with Shorty and Kaylin for real.
Wow. Cool.
That'll probably come out sometime this year. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the works, but those stuff right now are like kind of
that's all you could talk about, and
yeah,
what's coming
the
up.
Top of my priority list, like just want to make sure everything is smooth and solid for those releases.
Dope, man. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to chop it up with me. I know you're in the studio right now.
You. You all the way the other side of the country. So I appreciate you for real. Like this little LA New York connection, we gotta definitely continue to build off of this.
Of course. You always gotta like build with the people in the industry, and the coast to coast thing is so important. Now more than ever. Because obviously a lot of your music comes over here, a lot of our music goes to y'all, so I think it's definitely dope that we got to connect, and we were able to sit down and make this happen.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time, for real.
Let the people know where they can follow you at, and then
at Cypress Moreno, CYPRESS MORENO. That's pretty much all across the board: Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud as well, Spotify, Apple Music. Cypress Moreno. You can follow the label page too, Catch 22. It's spelled CVTCH XXII. So Catch CVTCH and then the Roman numeral 22 XXII. But that's in my bio. But yeah.
Dope, man. Well, I want to again thank you for your time, man. It's Cypress Moreno on the radar, baby.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you.